A bill regulating pharmacy benefit managers is on its way to Governor Kay Ivey's desk.
News 4's Jacqueline Lambert has followed this bill closely. She joins us live now in studio. So Jacqueline, what can you tell us this evening?
That's right. I spoke to several pharmacists about this bill. Pharmacists like Senator Billy Beasley says it is a game changer. Senate Bill 252, sponsored by Beasley, addresses concerns from independent pharmacies related to current pharmacy benefit managers' reimbursement practices. Drugstores say PBMs are controlling prescription prices and limiting payments for potential life-saving medications, which is putting pharmacies, especially those smaller ones, in dire financial straits. Financial hardship from this has caused several drugstores to close their doors. This bill means a lot to Senator Beasley, who has owned a pharmacy for several years.
I'm excited for a number of reasons. First of all, it ensures that community pharmacies in rural Alabama and neighborhood pharmacies in the big cities will be assured that they can continue to practice the profession of pharmacy, serve their patients, not have the fear of being underpaid of the invoice cost of the drugs that they have to buy in order to fill prescriptions.
Another positive, that bill allows pharmacists to suggest lower cost alternatives to patients. Kinsley?
Jacqueline Lambert, thank you for that report. Beasley says there was an overwhelming amount of support in the state legislature.